to Zambia's Electoral Commission. They have confirmed that Hakainde Hichilema has been re-elected with around 60% of the votes that were cast on the 13th of August. His closest challenger, Brian Mundubile, a former provincial minister, won nearly 38% of the vote. Our regular economic contributor from Zambia, Kelvin Chisanga, says that a strong mandate gives President Hichilema room to move from stabilizing Zambia's economy to making its recovery felt in household budgets. He joins us now. A very good evening to you. Perhaps let's get into the re-election of President Hichilema. Did that come as a surprise to you, or was it obvious that this was his for the taking?
Thank you so much, Nguveni. Good evening to you too once again. Yes, it's quite an inevitable issue that we were actually able to see that at one point or the other, the president was to maintain his presidential seat, and it just come light on the material time.
Right. And we see that the second in the running there, Brian Mundubile, a former provincial minister, that he got 38% of the vote. How has his quote-unquote loss been received by his supporters?
Well, I think if I also just maybe have to inform you that the Electoral Board of Zambia, which is actually Electoral Commission of Zambia, basically has got a certain strategy which they also work on in stress management. So somehow, when they see that they have received their results from different provinces or areas, they take a bit of time, verification process and all sort of things. So part of the stress management is the way they prolong to release the results. So somehow, with an aspect of technical, handling of mental issues and all sort of things from that perspective, I think everyone has come now to accept. And even on the other camp, they are now congratulating, though we seem not to settle down with everything around this. The challenge is there is a possibility that there can be a challenging aspect to do with legal matter around this issue. So it's something that has to be contested under the Constitutional Court, which may likely to happen anytime soon. So that also gives a breathing space for other modalities like inauguration. It cannot just take place right now until any teething issues are ironed out from there.
So looking back at President Hichilema, how would you describe his economy, or the economy of Zambia rather, under his first term?
His first term made a very substantial impact in terms of macroeconomic stability, where we have seen that the economy, even just during the electoral process time, we could even see that it was still holding very firmly. And we have seen a number of key economic effects that have actually been able to work out as well. Except when you look at the first term, which was highly characterized with the stabilizing a number of key fundamentals, going down into the aspect of debt restructuring, fiscal consolidation, of course, working with many other, including the aspect of rebuilding sectorial performances of certain sectors, which are quite critical, where we have seen the rebuild of investors' confidence in that. And should be able to put close to say that even when you look at the patterns of these particular elections, it entered into a stabilized economic structure, which has also given a shape to basically continue with where we are standing. And it's something that I should be able to put to say that the next phase is something that is very important to look at as well.
Mm. And what is the current state of Zambia's debt position and the debt restructuring efforts?
Okay, so the external debt restructuring has taken place at an advanced level. We are talking almost closer to 100% in terms of how we are working out the key fundamentals in regards to the external debt itself. We have made substantial impact in terms of trying to harmonize the debt effect, especially when we have also made restructuring with the help of the IMF. And again, the key factor here is that we are trying also to reprofile the local domestic debt by way of working on the policy technicalities where bonds have got a certain way they are now appealing to the local market. And again, we have also opened up the cap for foreign-based investors in our local bonds as well, with an increment of 23%. And again, what we have seen also is that we are basically trying to bring that sustainability model in terms of how we go about going forward, especially at the point when we have also made the proper channels of contraction, because that is where the issue also came from. So by and above, I think we have mastered the technicalities of what you should be able to work out in order to sustain it within the means of contractions. And again, we are working also on the annual borrowing, which is quite structured from there as well.
Right. Now, as an economist yourself, you've mentioned that his second term actually carries a different test. What do you mean by this?
Okay, the second term is obviously a transformation term, because we were having overeating factors in the previous years, and we came now to stabilize the entire economy in terms of certain key macroeconomic objectives. We have recorded with a lot of positive elements there. So the second term must focus basically on transmitting the good economic effect, especially at a point when we have what we call stability dividends, which should be able to transmit now or translate into jobs creation, and also trying to bring that aspect of private sector development interplay, where we should also be able to see that the macroeconomic effect that we have created so far should now reach down into the community levels or ground level effect, where it should be able now to speak into disposable income. It should also speak into affordable purchasing power.
All right, we'll leave it at that for this evening, Mr. Chisanga. Thank you so much for your time. Have a splendid evening further.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. That's Kelvin Chisanga, an economist based in Zambia and a regular contributor to Africa in Business on Channel Africa. He takes us to exactly 31 minutes after 6 p.m. Central African time as we head over now to the markets desk, where Chandiko Legege is standing by with your latest market indicators.